A new year means new opportunities and challenges, and Wisconsin state legislators are preparing for the year ahead. News 8's Sarah Tamer sat down with the lawmakers representing our area and tells us what to expect. Sarah?
That's right, Eric. As 2017 begins, so does a new legislative year, and Wisconsin representatives aren't holding back when it comes to addressing some of the most pressing issues our communities are facing. Transportation, drug abuse, and homelessness are just a few of the issues state legislators hope to change. 2016 raised concerns in Wisconsin, and state legislators are ending the year with some unfinished business. They've made it clear transportation is at the top of the list for 2017.
I think something has to be done. The Department of Transportation study says that something has to be done and that we're on the verge of a catastrophe if we don't.
Wisconsin roads are rated 4th worst in the nation, and state lawmakers say it's time to do something about it.
We can't leave this to the next generation. We have to address this issue. We have to decide where we're going to find a sustainable revenue stream.
Bridges, potholes, and erosion along the roads are just to name a few of those issues. And with a $1 billion shortfall, the pressure is rising.
But I really think it's wishful thinking to believe that we can find $1 billion in savings. It's not going to be that easy. But all along I've said that we need to look at how we diversify our funding stream for roads, and we really haven't had a long-term sustainable fix for our transportation network across the state.
State legislators say another big priority for the year is finding ways to address drug abuse.
We'll likely be looking at more of the recovery side of it and prevention.
What needs to happen for treatment, what we need to do to support our counties, our law enforcement, our courts, how we need to look at some alternative sentencing and looking for some flexibility with drug courts.
Legislators also plan to address homelessness, a familiar problem here in La Crosse.
I think we should be more involved in finding solutions and help for vets and kids that are homeless and families that have been having a hard time in the recovery from the Great Recession.
Another priority on the list for 2017 is education, which legislators say was a popular issue for both parties in 2016.
An encouraging note from the last election is that candidates in both parties were saying that we aren't adequately funding education. We need to do better, do more in that regard. So I look forward to some cooperation between the two parties in terms of looking at what the needs of our schools are and trying to meet those.
More on the agenda for 2017 includes addressing human trafficking and changing laws to make sure children who are victims of trafficking aren't being charged with prostitution. Job growth was another item on the agenda, as legislators say Wisconsin had 5 consecutive years of below-average job growth compared to other states.
All right, thank you, Sarah. Job training skills, livable wages, safe housing, living alternatives, and environmental issues are also on the list.